welcome viewers to another season of Brave Namibia, where we celebrate both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. In our first clip today, we head to Walvis Bay, where Frida Moloto spoke to the founders of Beyond Barriers Pediatric, Anthea Kosten and Manuela van Schalkwyk.
I am Anthea Kosten, co-founder of Beyond Barriers Pediatric. This is Manuela van Schalkwyk, the other co-founder of Beyond Barriers Pediatric, and we are here to tell you what we're all about and what we have to offer. But before we even start, we want to talk about the backstory of why we founded Beyond Barriers in the first place. Both of us have neurodivergent children, which could be a foreign concept for many people, but our children have, because of different reasons, brain injuries actually.
Yes.
So they fall under the special needs category. And yes, special needs is actually quite broad. You have a wide variety of children with different abilities, whether it's autism or cerebral palsy or Down syndrome. But our children have brain injuries, and they fall under the neurodiverse category under special needs. So both of us have actually had to travel outside of Namibia to go for therapy for our kids, to give our children an opportunity to thrive.
To be the best they can be.
Yes, to be as independent as they can actually be, and to be the best they can be. But realistically and long term, it's unsustainable. It's financially not feasible, and she went to America last year in November, and she came back and she's like, I have to sell my house if I want to go back again, and I just want to help my kid. So how do you help your child? And I can guarantee you 100% of parents going through what we're going through don't know what's going to happen to their children if they're not there anymore. And that's why we founded Beyond Barriers.
Any mom's biggest fear
Yeah.
is their child not being okay if something happens to them.
Yeah.
So our dream is to have the best therapy for our kids at home.
Yeah.
Traveling overseas, like we do a lot, it's traumatizing for ourselves, not so much for the kids, but for us, because financially our husbands can't travel with us always. The therapy is very expensive, so that means, like with us, I go by myself. So it might sound very nice to say I'm going to America for 3 weeks, but it's stressful. I'm going to a whole new continent. I don't even know if the Uber that's picking me up is the right Uber, if he's taking me where he's supposed to take me. So yeah, it's emotionally stressful for parents and for kids, because we have to take our kids away from daddy, from their siblings, out of their home, out of their comfort zones. So we want to bring international expertise to Namibia, medically, because every child deserves the best at home.
Yes, and with that, not every child or every family can afford to actually travel, even to South Africa, for example, to even get a brain scan or any therapy. Not every family has the opportunity to travel to South Africa or America or Europe. So we wanted to bring the therapists here. We share the cost, and then the children actually get first world therapy right here at home, And that was the biggest thing for us. Through lived experience, we are able to make a difference and help a lot more Namibian children. And that was the key thing for us.
Because it's not just about us.
Yeah.
It's about a lot of other kids who have the potential to become independent adults.
Yeah.
But with the current medical expertise in Namibia, it's not possible. So, and I feel the strain on parents is significant with a special needs child. The government doesn't do enough, I feel, to assist these families and kids who it's expensive. We're looking at A standing frame for a child costs you 20,000, 30,000.
That's the minimum.
That's minimum.
Yeah.
That's the starting point for any kind of equipment a special needs child needs. We're not even talking about a walker.
Yeah.
A walker will assist the child in walking independently. We're looking at 60, 70, 100,000 rand.
And mind you, medical aid only pays a maximum of 4,000 for a standing frame.
So where do parents get this amount of money? It's financially not doable. And I mean, then you sit with therapists who are not specifically qualified to work with special needs. I feel it's wrong. It's an injustice to the child because you could give that child a normal life. There are a lot of special needs kids in Namibia who could have normal lives, who could be working, who could go to mainstream school, but because Namibia doesn't have the right therapist, this child is not able to get the opportunity to do so. And I feel we are very fortunate to be able to do what we did with our daughter. So yes, it's come from Abigail turned 11 in June. She was diagnosed at 9 months. So it's taken me 10 years to be tired and say, I don't want to fly. I want to be at home. And going to America and seeing what those therapists did. So it's a physiotherapist and an occupational therapist who are just more qualified. They got my child walking independently.
And talking sentences.
And talking sentences. So before Abigail would say one word, she would answer yes or no. And we also did a lot of stem cells treatments, which they do with special needs kids a lot. So before we went to America, she would have one word. She could say eat or hippie or play or whatever. And we were in America for the second week and she just started talking. Full on sentences. And I just cried. And it wasn't that the therapist did very different exercises, they just utilized the child's ability and enhanced it. So I just said it was so profound. Like we've been going to Cape Town for 10 years and our physio couldn't get right what they did in America. And my child was walking in a walker by herself. And to me as a mom, it couldn't have been a more successful trip. And it was based on that I came home and I said, it's going to cost us the same amount of money going back to America for 3 weeks or buying all of the equipment.
Yeah, essentially.
Yes.
Essentially.
So
yeah, her daughter is 11, mine is 4. And we've been on a similar journey, obviously not as long. She had bacterial meningitis due to medical negligence. She now has a brain injury. And none of the doctors are held accountable. We are sitting with the financial, financial strain,
Abigail
the emotional strain. Yeah, same with her.
Abigail's also negligent.
Majority of the cases of families with special needs kids is due to medical negligence. Sorry to say, it is the way it is.
And these are private hospitals. I can't even say it's a state hospital. It's a private hospital.
So we don't even want to go into what the state hospitals do to children, unfortunately. But even those children, where do they go? Families who do not have medical aid, families who cannot help their children at all financially, where do they go? And this is where we come in. Yes. We want to help families get their children independent, but also I would say 90 to 100%, and I'm proud to say it because it's a fact. 90 to 100% of families who have children with brain injuries or disabilities have trauma.
Families, yes.
The families.
The parents.
And with Beyond Barriers, we want to help the family as a whole, in addition to the child, and helping the child get independence, be able to walk or talk or communicate. You don't even have to speak. You can communicate. You can learn to communicate. You can learn to be independent.
Yeah.
So when you are an adult, your parents, your family don't have to worry. You would be okay. And this is the start of what we are trying to change in this country. It's a reality.
So to give you an idea, Abigail, let's say 10 years, the amount of treatment, doctors, specialists, equipment, we are standing on 4 million that it's cost us.
Excluding medical aid. That's not even medical aid. That's just...
No, medical aid, no.
Yeah.
Medical aid doesn't factor.
Yeah.
So we are standing on 4 million. So financially, I'm lucky we had our own company. We have our own company. But any other parent, who can do that? No one is financially, even in this day and age, it's not possible. Last year, America, I did 3 weeks with Abby. I can't go back. I would love to go and say, I'm going to go 6 months, and my child will be walking, talking, eating by herself. She will be completely independent. I know this. Yeah. But that means I'll have to sell everything I've worked my whole life for. Do that. And yes, I want to help my child, but I also need to think my child needs help in 10 or 20 years from now. I can't put them back in life. I need to be forward. So in order to do this, and in order to help special needs kids in Namibia, we need the Namibian people to help us do this.
We need to stand together as a nation.
So Beyond Barriers wants to help all the kids. So if we can find a local therapist who is willing to work with special needs children, who wants to go and study in South Africa first for 2 months for the NDT course, because that is very important.
Neurodevelopmental therapy.
It's all to do with brain and muscle communication, and then go to America to study how to use the special equipment. Then if we have a regular everyday therapist, we are open 8 hours of the day. We can help 8 children a day.
Next, Nicanor Nangolo literally caught up with avid biker Elaine Freger in Windhoek.
My name is Elaine Freger. I am 68 years old, and I've been doing biking for more than 48 years, and I feel that my bikes until today, I'm still riding at this age, and it's my passion. It gives me a sense of freeness, and it also makes me feel much closer to my Creator, like the sun on my skin, the wind in my hair. That's how close I always feel that God is to me. So I have God always took care of me from all of my rides. I've went through very difficult times. I had some ups and downs. I had as well accidents, which I learned. But even though it's a very responsible passion, which a person always have to consider and always have to keep safe. My most memorial rides was the 4 years where we stayed as diplomats, my husband in India, and that was the most memorial ride. I did Ladakh in 2012, and I did. It was a ride which was 17 days, and I gained a lot of experience in the mountains. The world's highest motorable route, I've been there. So a lot of experience. And the road was very challenging, which I love. I always love being challenged with difficult and different roads. And it was for me a great achievement as well, where I could practice and see my abilities and to be more safe. I was going along borders of Pakistan and as well as the China border, and up to Kargil, from Delhi to Pangong to Das to Kargil, back into Kashmir and back into Delhi again. It was really very challenging. I went through rivers, I went through sand, thick sand, I went through glaciers, mud and ice mix, but I also experienced the beauty of the whole areas myself where I visited. It was really very much amazing. And I wish I can go back there again for the last time again. Yes, and all the road, the lessons that I learned was that you always have to be alert and always be watch out, left, right, front, center, and back. And you have to always make sure that once you go on a ride, that your bike is in a good condition. And that also the people that a person normally travel along with, that they have the abilities to also help you out when you have problems with your motorbike, or even the companionship, that you take care of one another. That is the most important thing, is that your friends which you travel with, that's taking care of each other. And that was one of the main things which really I appreciate from the guys, my India bull riders from India as well, which always took care of one another, and we will take rests and all that. Then the other thing is that you never should take any chances, because the roads can be very deceiving. There can be anything in the roads, especially in India, where I traveled a lot more. You have to be always on the alert, so there's no time for sleeping or relaxing. But the good thing about it is that you cannot travel fast on these roads, because it's just not possible at all, which makes something different again to Namibia. Because in Namibia, the roads is straight, person can pick up a lot of speed. So that is why even in Namibia, I solo ride most of the time, because these guys in Namibia is really going very fast.
Yeah.
My last ride, I would really love to do again Ladakh, because there's also, it's not only just for the ride itself, because there's other things you can also do, like these flying things, you can go in there and jump off the mountains and all that. So there's lots of things to do. And I also visited a lot of temples, and it's not only in Ladakh where I traveled, they call it, there's a lot of riders mania, which they call in India. So those riders mania is like very interesting. There's always a good vibe at the riders mania. And I always get invited if guys would go to Ladakh. I used to have the honors to see them off, and I get my flower wreath and bless them. So I really had a very, very good time, I must say, because here, as I said, it's different. I solo ride mostly. I solo ride South Africa, and I came back on my own. North, south, east, west. I always solo ride most of the time, because of the guys go fast. Yeah.
And speeding do kill.
And speeding to kill, and that is a very important thing, because we also lost a lot of my friends in biker accidents here in Namibia. So in India it's very rare basically, but it's only when it's night time. I also drove in the night, so the bikes is like equipped with a red light, so you can see where I go, so I can follow. So that is make a difference in all the strong lights, which I also have on my bikes. And at night, the dust and all that things, so especially after Riders Mania, it goes a bit crazy, because once you enter Delhi, oh my goodness, it's crazy with all the trucks, and I can tell you lots of stories about my experience. My advice is, the first thing you have to learn is that a motorbike is not something, it's not a toy.
Yeah.
And it's not something which you can get up and just go. The most important thing about it is you have to start with a very low capacity of bike, like 150 or 250. 250 is actually too high, already too high, but you start with like a scooter even.
Yeah.
A scooter, not a scooter that you have your two legs like this. I don't know, but I find it very uncomfortable with the two legs.
Yeah.
It's better to have one where you have the seat between your legs.
Yeah.
And that is when you start small capacity, and you can slowly move up as you progress.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that no other experienced biker will actually share with you.
Yeah.
Unless you experience it yourself. So the small little things, even the way that you park, the way that you stop, and you take out your side stand or your main stand, there's most important things as well, small little things.
Thank you for tuning in today. If you know of someone you feel should feature on our show, please contact us at brave@synergy.com.na.